Hey, hello family, how are you? And welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I want to talk about the situation with the African students who are still stranded back in Ukraine. Now, why do African governments behave the way that they do? You know, when people vote you in power, they vote you so that you can be able to help them when they are in times of need or when calamity arises. People don't vote you or put you in government so that you save yourself or do whatever that you please. Now, I'm calling out Cameroon, Nigeria, and the Ivory Coast to do better. Other students have been taken out by other African countries. But what is the problem? Why can't you take your citizens out? Each and every day we see updates coming out from these students saying how much they are suffering. They are sleeping in the cold. They are put in bunkers to sleep in bunkers. When it's cold, in those bunkers there's no network. By the opening of the doors, they think like it's a bullet or gunshot. Why can't you take your citizens out? Now, you might say, no, it takes a lot of diplomacy, no, because they have to arrange one or two things. That's not the case. One student from Cameroon is saying that he tried to communicate with his embassies around Europe and none of them were responding. Apart from one in Germany, they just responded once and kept quiet. You are put in power or in place of power or a place of authority to help your citizens. Who do you serve if you are not helping your citizens? It is only good for you to do your corruption, to do your theft, plundering the resources of your countries and your nations, but when it comes to helping your own people, you don't want. And let me ask this question. Why do people from West Africa like leaving Africa? No, it baffles me. I just want to know. Maybe someone can let me know why. Why is it like that? No, they left for studies. I hear Nigeria has taken about 1,000+ students, but some are still stranded there. So my question was, why do you like traveling out of Africa? Do you think like when you go out of Africa, you get a better education or you get a better life? Or what actually goes on through your minds? Because what I can tell you is in Africa, there are a lot of countries which are on the standard of Europe, even if they label us as third world countries. But the standard is far even much better than these other European countries that you go to. What can Ukraine offer you? You go and study in Ukraine. What are you studying in Ukraine? Medicine. You're going to learn first to speak, I don't know how they call their language, is it Ukrainian or whatever? Then you start studying medicine in that language. What for? When you can every African country which has got better quality education and get educated there. Now, when these kind of situations arise, when these kind of situations tend to happen, you see where you put yourself now. You are in a difficult situation. You don't have food to eat. You don't have nice places where to sleep. And your governments, they have abandoned you. When are we going to change as Africans? When are we going to start saying, okay, now our people, let's start saving you. We hear you. We hear your cry. We are going to do each and everything possible for you guys to come back. But you don't hear that. And you are silent about it as if nothing is happening. You cannot tell me that Ukraine, they don't want to negotiate. They will negotiate because even other countries in Africa who have taken their citizens out of Ukraine, they negotiated for a safe passage for their citizens. We hear stories of Ukrainians being racist to Africans, taking them out of the bus, taking them out of public transport, taking them back into Ukraine when they're at the borders. Don't want to save them, don't want to do anything to help Africans. They're saying Ukrainians first. And still yet, you also contribute by neglecting them. Nigeria, Cameroon, and Ivory Coast. That is not the way to do things. Take your people out of there and let them come home in a safety and in a safe place where they are supposed to be. And this teach you other African parents who like sending your kids to study overseas. Anything can happen anytime. Safety is not guaranteed. But when they are here in Africa, safety is guaranteed, especially on countries which are stable and have got a better quality of education where your kids can come and study. No one is going to racially profile them when they are here on the continent. That is why Africa keeps on going back each and every time, because our people, they like moving out of the continent. And instead of contributing something in the continent, you move out of the continent and you contribute to the society or a system of that system which suppresses us here on the continent. So how can we develop as a continent when each and every time there are people who want to run away and go to Europe? Let us stay here, develop this continent, and let us make it to where it was before. A continent which was well respected, a continent which had technological advances, a continent which had high quality education and people with a high IQ, people who have got high quality craft, whereby if someone is not even educated, you can do something which can contribute to a country or to the economy of that particular country, instead of every time you want to run away and go to Europe. Our brothers and sisters are stranded, and it really hurts my heart. It pains me to the core when I read or see videos of our brothers and sisters begging for safety. You know, it's so funny. It's so funny where they are saying those other students who managed to escape and come out of Ukraine, they went to Russia, and Russians are treating them better than the Ukrainians. I'm not trying to put my attention on one country and saying I'm supporting this country. I'm not supporting anyone. I just want the best interests for my people, and those are African students who are stranded in a war zone. Do better, please. Nigerian government, do better. Ivory Coast government, do better. Cameroonian governments, do better and take your people back home in a safe way. You cannot tell me you don't have resources to do that. You cannot tell me you don't have transportation to do that. You can never tell me that, because I know African countries have got money and they are rich and they are well able and capable to do that by retrieving or extracting their people out of that war zone. Do you want to go and study abroad? Do you want to go and study in Europe? Think twice before you make that decision. What happened in Ukraine, it is not guaranteed that it will never happen in any other European country where you want to go to. You are much safer being home. And what I mean by being home is that you are much safer on the African continent than moving and leaving the continent. Build yourself here. It is very much possible to build yourself and achieve whatever you want to achieve. If others are doing it, if we are doing it, what can stop you from doing it? You can do it. You can do it. Europe is not paradise. And this is just one of the lessons that you need to learn from. There is war there, and now they are treating you like dogs. While it's back here at home, you are treated like kings and queens. Better think twice. Better think twice. Better think twice. Nigeria, Cameroon, and Ivory Coast, do the right thing by your people who voted you in power and take them out from that war zone. Take them out. You know, when this thing happened, we thought like, since students are coming back home, every African country is going to take their citizens back home. But to start learning of this, to say there are still students who are stranded, African students who are stranded, who are hungry, not having food, and they are saying someone who may have an egg, or maybe let's say he buys 1 egg or 2 eggs, because he knows that he's having his brothers and sisters, even if they're not coming from the same country, but they are brothers and sisters. We are one in Africa. He invites them and says, guys, let us partake. Whatever you can take, even if it's a small piece, just to have a taste of it, like you have taken something in your stomach. You understand? That is the spirit that they are having, a spirit of brotherhood, a spirit of Ubuntu. And that is very much pleasing and encouraging, seeing that they are taking care of each other as Africans, even when things are difficult where they are. Imagine they're saying, if you want to leave from where the city, what's the name of the city again? I forgot. Can someone just remind me where these African students are stranded? I forgot the name of it. Yeah, I couldn't pronounce it anyway. So they're saying to leave that to go to the border post of Poland, you have to take about 500 euros. What kind of madness is that? And these people who are charging them these are Ukrainians. In the middle of the war, you want to still exploit people. Instead of helping people, you want to exploit people. It's such a shame. It's such a shame. I'm so disappointed in these African countries. Do better by your people and stop this nonsense. When people vote you in power, do the right thing, because people, they trust you with their lives. That's why they are putting you in power, to act upon it and to help them. So this is the right time for you to do the right thing. If not, whatever happens to those students, hold yourselves accountable as governments of those countries where they belong to. But when all has been said and done, what can we do? There'll still be some people who will be running away, leaving the continent and going to Europe. So I don't know what they want to do in Europe. I don't wish to go to Europe. I don't wish to go to America. For what? I'm much safer when I'm here in my continent, in my land. I know I can get and achieve whatever I want here in this continent.